Hi guys, welcome to another reading vlog. So as you can see, I'm in my car. I'm running some errands today, but I've got a long weekend ahead of me, 3-day weekend for Indigenous Peoples Day. So thought that was pretty cool. I am currently in the middle of Paybacks a Witch. I'll put the cover right here. And I'm really liking it so far. I recently read the Ex-Hex, and if I were to compare the two, I think I'm liking Paybacks a Witch a smidge more. I'm more invested in the romance. That was my main problem with the Ex-Hex, is I liked the plot. The witchy curse shenanigans was fun, but like I ultimately did not care much about the romance. And, you know, for a romance book, that's important. So I think the setup for Paybacks a Witch is a lot of fun. You have sort of this John Tucker must die scenario kind of happening where these girls find out this one guy two-timed them, and that guy is the main character's ex from like back when she was in high school, and so they're all kind of teaming up to get revenge on him. And I think that sounds like a lot of fun. And I guess sort of in the midst of all that, the main character is maybe falling for one of the other girls. So that's been fun. I'm liking that a lot. I have a couple errands to do before I can get back to reading. I am going to drop off a book at a little free library, The Escape Room, which if you saw my last monthly wrap-up, you'll know I did not care for that much. So maybe somebody else will, but oh well. So I figured I'd take you along with me. I'm also going to go to Target and check out and see if they have any of the Halloween birds. I love their seasonal birds, and we've only managed to find one so far for this season's. It's the witch. I'll put the three of them here. We have the witch, and we're looking for the pumpkin and the mummy. So fingers crossed that I can find that today, because they've not been in either of the Targets near me. So that's been a big bummer. So I'm gonna help you find that, and maybe do some other kind of fall-y things today, and yeah, figured I'd vlog it and take you guys along. So stay tuned. Rip. Well, that was a total bust. I feel like I'm being trolled by Target. I've not seen literally any of the birds there except the Day of the Dead ones and the witch ones. Oh well, I think we get Starbucks and head home and get some reading done. Try to turn this day around. What a bummer. So I'm making some of those pumpkin Pillsbury sugar cookies. Just felt like it was time. I do those pretty much every year and I love them. They're just so good. But while I'm waiting for the first batch to bake, I figured I'd update you on Payback's a Witch. So our main character, Emmy, is back in town. She left like 9 years prior to the beginning of the novel because another witch guy broke her heart in high school, and she just didn't want to be around him and around everybody else. And so she left and went to, I think, Chicago for college. And apparently, like, the further she is from her town, the less magical she is, or like her magic drains. I'm gonna put you there. And this town has like 4 main magical families. Her own is the Harlows, and they're sort of like the least powerful families, but they are also like the record keepers in every other generation or so. They do like a spell casting tournament, and her family's scion always serves as like the arbiter of the games. So they don't actively participate, but they make sure that like it's fair and everything. So she's back in town to serve as the arbiter in this generation's game. Her ex is the scion participating for pretty much the most powerful magical family in town, the Blackmores, and her sort of new love interest is the scion for another family, and they pretty much want to make it so that her ex doesn't win this magical tournament game, because winning these games sort of determines the power structure of the town. They serve sort of as a magical mayor, as well as like, I believe their families become more magical, and his family, the ex, has won like the majority of the time. So both Emmy and some of the other people in town think it's about time for the Blackmores to stop winning so much. So I'm really enjoying this competition element. Where I am right now, it just sort of started off. Emmy sort of announced that the games have begun, and I'm very curious to see what the actual magical challenges are. We haven't really gotten much of a hint as to what the spellcasting things are going to be, so I think it's going to be a lot of fun. She's at like a sort of commencement ball thing right now. She's dancing with her crush Talia. I'm enjoying it a lot so far. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot like, I don't know, the cover, when I first saw it, I thought it was going to be a bit darker for some reason. I knew it was a romance, but it's funnier than I thought it was going to be, so I am enjoying that. And now we wait for the cookies. So, just as a side note, I keep my TBR books by my bed, like on my bedside bookshelf, and I have bookends that hold them up. So, these are the books that are on my monthly TBR, right? It's already quite a few, and I have concerns about actually being able to read them all. With the exception of the the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, these are all new books that I would also somehow like to get to this month. So it's like, I already thought I had an unreasonable TBR with these, and then I also have all of these. I'm a mess. Hi, baby. Hello, it is now Saturday. I read a little bit more of Paybacks a Witch last night. They have done the first trial in the gauntlet that they're competing in and that our main character is the arbiter of. And it's pretty fun so far. Her romance with Talia is also heating up a little bit. She's definitely struggling with like where she has been gone from this town for almost 10 years. She's still kind of trying to convince herself that she does want to live in Chicago and not be like a witch anymore, but the longer that she spends back in her hometown, the more she's realizing she missed magic, she missed her connection to this town. So obviously I feel like this is going to end up with her moving back. The journey is fun still, and again, I'm really enjoying the competition element. I'm hoping we get the second trial soon, because that's been a really fun aspect of this book. Sort of like the Ex-Hex, I'm finding myself a little bit more invested in like the actual plot, the competition and whatnot. I do enjoy Emmy and Talia's. I think they have a lot more chemistry than the couple in the Ex-Hex did. But it doesn't seem to be like, it's not like the main focus for me or for the book really, which is interesting because I feel like with a lot of romance novels, like the romance is really at the center of it, but with these more like themed kind of witchy October reads, they've definitely had a bit more of like an outside plot, which is interesting. I'm hoping to finish this today and maybe pick up my next sort of moody, spooky read. I haven't quite decided what I want to read next. I have, as you saw, a very large TBR, and it's a little overwhelming. I want to read them all at once. It's hard to just focus on one at a time. So, hoping I can get at least one more done. If not this weekend, then before I finish this vlog up. So, stay tuned. Okay, so I just finished Paybacks a Witch. It was a lot of fun. I liked it. I'm thinking like 4 out of 5 stars at the moment. It was really cute. And again, like the competition element in this was really fun. And like the way that all the challenges sort of unfolded was really cool. The ending was, I think, a little predictable, but it was still a really fun time. And I think it's a really nice, like, October-y witchy read. I think a lot of people will enjoy this, so if you're curious about it, I would definitely pick it up. I had a good time, so on to the next one. Okay, I'm currently trying to decide between House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland and Lake's Edge by Lyndall Clipstone. They're both YA horror novels, I believe. I don't know, like, how horror-y they are. This one is about 3 sisters who go missing when they're younger, but when they come back, their hair has gone white, and they have, like, these crescent moon scars on their throats, and a little, like, few years later, the eldest sister goes missing again, and the 2 younger sisters have to find out where she went, and it's related to how they disappeared before, but they don't remember what happened. So this one sounds spooky. The cover, oh my god, is just so eerie and beautiful. And so is this one. This one gives me more like Crimson Peak vibes. This woman is like investigating a haunted estate, and the guy is like that lives there is cursed, I think, by like a death god that resides in the lake by this manor named Lake's Edge. And I believe it's more of like a horror romance. It's like got a gothic element to it. So there's like there's big mysteries sort of at the center of both of these. They're both spooky. And I don't know, where this one has, I think, a romantic element, I'm a little more curious about this, just because I like a good romance. But I've had this one for longer, and I'm sort of eager to read it. So it could take a couple minutes to think about it, but definitely torn between these two. Hello, from me and Sleepy Totoro. I decided to start Lake's Edge. I am a single chapter into that. I had to make dinner and fold laundry and stuff tonight, so I had to take a break from that, but I wanted to show you what I read before bed. I've been reading about a chapter or so every couple of nights from this. It's The Ice Pick Surgeon. I've talked about this quite a bit on my channel already, but it's a nonfiction book, and it discusses sort of like scientific true crime, like horrible things done in the name of science, and all of the accomplishments in the scientific world we've made that are rooted in crime. So it starts off with like piracy and slavery, and it goes to grave robbing, murder. This chapter was actually really fun, the Bone Wars. It's about the early years of paleontology and sort of how it was a no man's land and just Wild West of finding bones in the dirt and sabotaging other people and their discoveries. It was pretty bonkers. So I think I'm on Oath-Breaking, Ethically Impossible now, and it explores the oath doctors take to do no harm, and sort of how that went out the window during the rise of the Third Reich and Nazis experimenting on enslaved patients. And yeah, it's obviously all really dark stuff, but it's also really fascinating in sort of a macabre way. But I am really enjoying it so far. It's probably not the best thing to be reading before bed, admittedly. Again, some of the chapters are really especially dark, but it's fascinating. I think I haven't been able to get my hands on the audiobook. My local library doesn't carry it, and I don't want to get it from Audible. Just where I can get so many books, like audiobooks from my library, it's starting to hurt whenever I have to purchase one, especially where I already own the physical copy. But yeah, so if this sounds interesting, I definitely recommend picking it up. It reads pretty easily. The guy, Sam Keen, does sort of like plug his own podcast in the footnotes quite a bit, so like that's a little weird. I haven't seen a nonfiction book do that, but I guess that's sort of the age of cross-platform content these days. But yeah, otherwise, I'm really enjoying this. It's been a slow ride, just because I don't read nonfiction particularly fast unless it's in audiobook form. And I'm only doing a chapter at a time, just because that's about all I can handle at once. But it is fascinating. And also kind of spooky. Good read for October, if you're looking for a reason to pick this up. Hello. I have not done any reading today. It's Monday, but I have it off, and I had to get my car inspected this morning, and then I went over to my mom's, and we were cleaning up this one area of the house, and we found a bunch of like old photos, and we were going through that for a while, and just came home and took a nap. So it's been a productive day in some ways, but definitely not productive reading day. I'm gonna try to make up for that shortly once I wake up a little bit more from my nap. I'm currently watching YouTube videos, but gonna try to read shortly. Hello. figured I'd give you guys another update, seeing as I am now like halfway through Lake's Edge. This is flying. I'm having a lot of fun with this. It's definitely got like the spooky gothic vibes, definitely getting sort of Crimson Peak, sort of Mexican gothic, a little bit, there's, oh god, it's a lot of fun. So we have our main character, Violetta, and her younger brother, Arian, has this dark magic that sort of attracts the attention of their lord, Rowan Sylvanen, sort of in desperate need of her brother's help because there's a lake on his property that is corrupted, poisoned, cursed. It just like oozes dark magic, and it has claimed the lives of like all of his family, and so he needs Violetta's help, or Violetta and her younger brother's help, to sort of clear this corruption up. And it has a lot of, or a great deal of like magic and alchemy, which is interesting. I'm enjoying that a lot. Definitely have sort of like a Beauty and the Beast-ish love dynamic. The Rowan is sort of corrupted by this magic himself. Violetta wants to help him, and she's drawn to him even though he's sort of monstrous, and she continues to call him like a monster, which is pretty funny after a while because it's like very obvious that she cares for him. But I'm enjoying their dynamic and the tension. But yeah, I'm enjoying this. Again, very fast read so far. I don't think I'll finish this tonight because it's about 7:30 and I have to go to bed at a reasonable hour, but I think I can probably finish this by tomorrow, which would be super cool. To cool it off, I guess. Hello. Today has been a really weird day. I tried to vlog on my lunch break at work, and there was an electrical fire, and we had to evacuate the building, and that just sort of set the tone for the rest of my day. So I'm at home now. It's about 6 o'clock. I just ate dinner. I'm gonna try to read. I really want to finish this tonight, but I feel like my momentum has been like so thrown, and I'm just like not in the mindset to just totally jam through the rest of this, but I really want to be in the mindset too. So I don't know. I'm gonna probably eat dessert, take a shower, wash the chaos off of me, and go from there. And again, hopefully I can finish Lake's Edge tonight, because I need to edit this vlog. No real big updates for you. Still kind of in the midst of trying to solve this curse thing. Corruption. It's called Corruption in the book. Yeah, so enjoying this book still, and hopefully I can finish it tonight. What the? I'm struggling to find the words. This ended so abruptly. I need to think about this for a couple minutes. My camera activates when I do this, which is really funny. Okay, so we started in the car. We're gonna end in the car. Paybacks of Witch, I gave 4 stars. Probably more like a 3.5, but it was atmospheric as hell, and it was a lot of fun to read during October, so not even mad. Be quiet, Hosier. I don't want to get a copyright strike. The main character was kind of annoying, and her reason for not wanting to go back to her hometown was a little weak, in my opinion. I wish we had gotten a little bit more from her ex. She had like a moment where she got to like snap at him, and it was really satisfying, but I wish they had more like closure other than him just being like a d-bag, because even like John Tucker Must Die, you get more of a reason why he's like that, and it's enough that she feels bad for her enacting revenge on him. But in this one, it's just like he's privileged and he's a jerk, and we're gonna ruin him and his family. So, but it was a fun time. So 3.5, 4 stars. Lake's Edge, I'm a little bit more conflicted about. I've given it some thought, and I'm thinking more like a 3 star. Just because, like, again, I liked the atmosphere. but there were just some things that, while reading it, specifically with the magic and stuff, there are these spirits or like this corruption that's actively trying to possess the love interest and attack people that she cares about. Whenever like there's magic involved, it's written really like in a way that I have no idea what the heck is happening. It's super vague and strange, and then also weirdly repetitive because they have to wait until the full moon to do this ritual, and it doesn't work the first couple of times, but it just feels like you're going through the same motion over and over again. And she's got this weird self-sacrificing complex thing too, which like pisses even her brother off in the book. He's like, stop trying to sacrifice yourself, we care if you live too. So that was kind of frustrating as well. And then it ended super abruptly. I didn't realize it's going to be a series, but I don't know if the sequel is directly dealing with these characters or some different sort of monstrous thing happening. So I don't know. I hated how it ended. It frustrated me. And while I had a fun time, like it was the fun ride, the ending really kind of made me reflect on like the weaker parts of the book and what I didn't like about it. So it's not a great thing for a book to do at the very close, because then all you remember is the bad stuff. So kind of a bummer. I did like the vibe though. The cover's still gorgeous. I feel like it's, last year I had this almost same experience with Horrid, and I ended up giving that one a 2-star though, so this was slightly better, but still frustrating. So yeah, those are the spooky reads I got to this weekend and a little bit more into the week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to let me know down in the comments, did you like these books? What did you think? Let me know. I would love to discuss them with someone who's read them. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and have a wonderful day. Bye.